Okay, so I've got to tell you, I was ready to do a totally different episode today, and I was ready to press record, and this email came in just a few minutes ago, and I had to change courses totally because this is something I absolutely have to share with you. Welcome to Microdose U. I am Dr. Dave. I just want to make sure you understand that nothing I talk about in this episode or in my podcast or anywhere is medical advice. I'm sharing my story, and I'm sharing stories of people that we've helped, but it's not medical advice, and also I do not recommend or condone breaking any laws. Make sure you check the laws in your area and follow them and do the right thing and consult with your medical professional if you feel that's the right thing to do. So, okay, I got this email today, but before I share this with you, I'm going to share something with you that it was about 1 to 2 months ago over in our Patreon group, which, by the way, there's a lot going on there. If you haven't joined yet, make sure you join us over at Patreon. It's incredible. But one of our members uh, sent me this letter, and I'm just going to read it. This is a little bit awkward, but there's no teleprompter involved. I'm just going to read it from my iPhone. So he says, "Hi, Dr. Dave. I appreciate all the work you have done regarding mental health. I decided to sign up for your coaching help with for my depression and anxiety. I suffer really bad from social anxiety, and it's often depression, and it's affecting my life. I've been microdosing mushrooms. When they work, I feel amazing. My head feels clear. My anxiety is gone. I feel present in the moment. I can read people's emotions and people's feelings better, but the mushrooms just stopped working. I don't feel them anymore. I'm also neurodivergent, mildly autistic. I struggle with social cues. I would just like to feel better every day. I'm struggling to think clearly because of my ADHD. I've been on SSRIs. I'm just over this mess that's my brain. I want to feel normal and I want to live my life in peace. I'm Christian, I believe in God, but I also know I need help medically as well. I want to fix my social anxiety, my weirdness. I want to meet my future wife, start a family, and go about my life. Help me, please." So this is a really good guy. I got to know him fairly well. And basically what was going on with him is that well, you heard all this, what he's going through in his life, and it's really kind of sad, but he's not alone. There's so many people going through this type of thing. But he wanted to go ahead, and the mushrooms were no longer working for him. He wanted to try microdosing LSD. So he signed up for our program. And the way it works is it's LSD is very different than magic mushrooms. Magic mushrooms, you make a little mistake and take too much. It's not a problem because again, you're taking them in larger doses, even though it's still microdoses. Don't get me wrong. A little bit here and there is not going to make a big difference. With LSD, if you make a mistake and take a little bit more then you should, you could go into a full blown trip, and you don't want that, and we don't want that to happen to anybody who, unless that's what they're looking for. But that's not what we teach because again, this is Microdose U. We talk about microdosing, very, very, very tiny quantities of a psychedelic. So he went ahead and signed up for our program, and the minimum is two sessions because there's a lot we have to teach and go through before we would feel comfortable. Now, again, anybody can do this on their own. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but if you want to learn from us, then we have a certain way to do it because we want to make sure our people are safe. And again, I'm not telling anybody to do LSD. I'm not asking anybody to break the law, and it's not medical advice. However, if somebody is is at the point where they feel they need this and they want to try it because their mental health is not right, then it's better to share with them information. Again, they do this on their own. We don't do guided trips or anything like that. They do it on their own, but it's better to share information and make sure the person is safe. And have to, realize the risks that they're undertaking, and the risks are mainly because it is not legal. There's really no true medical risk because it's psychedelics are very, very, very safe substances. I've come to learn. But again, I just want to reiterate, nothing here is medical advice, and we don't guide you through it. Well, we do help you with information, but we don't do like one-on-one guided trips. We don't do anything like that. So we went ahead and started working with this gentleman, and I just got this email earlier today. Now, this all took place about a month or two ago, something like that. I just got this email today, and I'll read it to you. He says, "Hi, Dr. Dave. I'm doing tremendously better. I feel alive, like my old self again. I feel so damn," now this is word for word what he's saying. "I feel so damn blessed, feeling freaking amazing, going back to school, making some major life changes. I appreciate your guys' help." And when I get an email like that just makes my day. I've always said, and especially when I first started this podcast many years ago, four years ago or so. It's all relative. Is that many years ago? It could be for some people, but I always used to say, and I don't say it enough now. If I help one person change their life through my teaching and my guidance and sharing my story, if I help just one person on this planet change their life for the better, then my job is done. I feel very fulfilled. Well, I've helped many people, and another example right here, I changed a life for the better. He's ready to go out and take the world on it. It just made me feel so good. So again, I'm keeping it totally confidential, not giving any names, not giving any hints. I've changed tiny bit of the information around just to make sure he's not recognized by anybody. But this story is exactly accurate and pretty much what happened. So again, now, am I down on magic mushrooms? Absolutely not. Magic mushrooms have changed my life, and I'm a tremendous believer in magic mushrooms, psilocybin. They work, they change lives. However, everybody's different. There's no guarantee, and sometimes they just don't do the job that maybe something else would. So this gentleman had enough of the magic mushrooms. He said they just stopped working. He wanted to live his life, tried microdosing LSD under our, I want to say, help, instruction. And according to him, he got his life back. So again, I wanted to share that. It makes me feel really, really good. Again, this is not supposed to be a pitch for our program or anything like that. However, I know invariably I'm going to have some people here say, "Well, how do I do this? How do I get in touch with you and go through this program?" Well, it's pretty easy. You just go to my website, microdoseu.com, and everything is in the show notes. If you just go to the show notes, I've outlined everything, and including the website. But there's a page. You just click the link, and it says something like personal guidance or guidance. And if you just fill out the form there, it's very easy to work with us. But again, I want to make it super, super clear. It's not medical advice, and I do not recommend breaking the law in any way whatsoever. However, having said that, for me personally, I'm just giving you what I think. If I was feeling horrible every single day mentally, anxious, depressed, couldn't function in the world, then I personally would have no problem breaking a law, going against a law or breaking a law that if there was something that I knew or I felt very strongly could help me function better in this world. Because what's the option? What are the options here? To go along and live the rest of my life feeling horrible just because I didn't want to break a silly law? Or would I go ahead and say, "Well, I'm gonna try this because I want to feel better"? That's my opinion. Again, I'm not asking you to do that, but that's the way I feel. Is my life is very valuable to me, and I want to live it at like the 100% level. And so I'm not going to let and like an antiquated law get in the way of me personally living my life. That's the way I feel. But again, I do recommend checking the laws and regulations in your area, and you make that choice yourself. I can't tell you I can't tell you what to do or how to make your choices. Now, if you find this information valuable, please share it with a loved one or somebody that you think could use this type of help. Um, we've got a lot of good stuff going. Check the show notes. I've got a free 5-part microdosing course by email, totally free. If you don't know, if you have no idea what to do, this will actually get you going and get you the information, at least the beginning information you need to know to how to microdose for a total beginner. Again, it's in the show notes. It's very easy to do. It's totally free. We don't ask for any kind of credit card or anything like that. You just take the course, and that's it. Hopefully that will help you. Let's get to some questions that came through online to me, and I'm going to do my best to answer these for you today. Let's see what we have. From iCammy, it looks like at iCammy. How has microdosing affected your mental activity in the long term? iCammy, it's worked really well. I just turned 70, and my brain feels like it's like on fire in a good way, No brain fog, no dementia, no forgetfulness, nothing like that. As a matter of fact, I've been taking a foreign language. I've been learning Japanese for the last about year and a half, and it's not an easy language to learn. I mean, the character set, the alphabet, the grammatical structure is totally different than English. And English is my first language and really my only language. And at my age, when you start to learn a language that has totally different characters, totally different grammatical structure, and I can actually do this, that could be the answer to your question. I mean, my brain is doing really well. My cognitive function is doing well, and I think I owe a lot of it to microdosing psychedelics for sure. Thanks for the question. Next question from at Toby Kimball. I hope I pronounced that right. Toby Kimball 7220. Does microdosing zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.2 grams make your pupils dilate? I want to try this, but I don't want everyone to think I woke up and took a dose of MDMA. For those of you that are not sure what MDMA is, that is ecstasy. And that is also kind of regarded as a psychedelic. It obviously dilates your pupils. And the answer to your question is at that low of a dose, at a microdose, I'm not so sure it really affects your pupils. I've never noticed it myself. Nobody's ever said anything to me, and I've been doing this for 4 years. So I wouldn't really think that's of concern. But the bigger part of this question, or my answer, is going to be to you, and it's Toby Kimball, is something I learned over 4 years of microdosing magic mushrooms, and also now a little bit microdosing LSD, is that honestly, I really don't care what anybody else thinks. Let them think whatever they want. Let them come to their own conclusions. Let them think things that may or may not be true, but I'm living my life. I'm living the best possible life I can. I'm having a great time every day. So really, and pardon my language here, I'm going to say something. I usually don't say this on a podcast episode, but I really don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks if they think my pupils might be a little bit dilated. I could care less. So when you get into microdosing, and when you get into changing your mindset and the way you feel every single day, you won't care. You won't care what people think. There's no proof of anything, and let them think whatever they want. Who really cares? That's my answer to you. Let's see. Next question from Slime Hollow 1373. I've been dosing for over a year, but have continually found the need to keep increasing my dosage to get the same effect. Could you share some insight about tolerance? Slime Hollow, I certainly can. Like many meds, it's always good to kind of like rotate or take a break or take a tolerance break. Again, some people report tolerance, some people don't. There's been a time where I microdosed every single day for at least 1 month. I've done that once or twice for every day, 30 days straight or more. I never really had a problem with tolerance, but everybody's different. Some people do. If you're having a problem and you need to keep increasing your dosage, I would recommend taking probably at least 1 week off. See how it goes. Don't do anything for a week. The effect of the magic mushrooms that you've taken over time leading up to that week are going to still be helping your brain, changing the neural patterns or whatever you want to call it. That wasn't the right word, but it doesn't matter. I can't think that fast. Yes, my cognitive function is okay, but sometimes I can't think that fast. But yeah, I would take probably 7 days off, go ahead and start microdosing again, see how it goes. I would almost guarantee you'll be back to close to where you were when you first started. And so tolerance breaks can be good, especially if you're in that situation where you feel you need to keep increasing. So maybe what you should do is go do 4 days on, 2 or 3 days off, 4 days on, 2 or 3 days off, or even less, maybe 3 days on. But take the tolerance breaks. It can't hurt anything. It can only help you. Um, and I hope that helps answer that question. Um, that's probably all the time I have for today. I am traveling. I am on a road trip that's going to be about 2 months long. This is one of my dreams. I just wanted to get in my car and start driving from where I live in Salt Lake City across the country. I'm on the East Coast right now. I'm in Florida visiting friends, family, and whoever else happens to come into my path along the way. I'm going to have a conversation. I want to get to know more people. I want to just help humanity. And even if it means smiling at somebody that I've never met before, or maybe in a restaurant or somewhere, paying somebody's bill that maybe it looks like they're having a tough time or they're struggling, taking care of their check or whatever it might be. I just want to enjoy every single day and help other people. And that's what I'm doing. 2 months on the road. Let me know where you are. Maybe we can get together for a cup of coffee somewhere if I'm on your path. You never know. Keep those questions coming. I love it. And I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think so. I've got something really cool I'm trying. I sent an email out. If you're on my email list, I sent an email out, so you should probably have already gotten that. It's about a personalized video I can do for you if you're going through a tough time and you just want a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of help, a little bit of positive energy from me, Dr. Dave. I've got a little thing that I'm trying. I can send you a personal video recorded just for you, not for anybody else. It's not canned. And I want to see how that works. Because if I help one person with that, it's made my day. This is Microdose U, brand new episode every Wednesday. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I will see you on the next episode. I do love you.